Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. My name is Kyle. Tonight, we're going to be doing a mock draft using ESPN's Fantasy Football Draft platform here. Man, this is an auction draft. I did not expect this to be an auction draft, and that's kind of funny, but we will get through it. I figured we were going to be in the 12th position here, so I'm sorry, man. Aaron, did you know that this was going to be an auction draft? I accidentally selected the wrong one. We'll get through it. This is going to be fun. So we're going to do an auction draft, I guess. We'll see how it goes. This might take a while. It's going to be a long auction draft with some auto picks. We'll see what happens here. But dang it, my bad. This was an auction draft. I was setting this up. I must have missed that it was an auction draft. But anyways, we're using ESPN. We'll see what happens here. Aaron is in the chat room with us today. He's got the 4th selection here. I'm not sure if we should finish this, though. Maybe we should try to find one more lobby real quick. If I can edit this, and we'll just kind of make sure we get what we need. Let me see. So we're going to go to Fantasy Football Sign Up. Let's go to Mock Draft Now. I did not see that it was a salary cap league. So Aaron, let's hop into a new one here. This one starts in a few minutes. Let's do expert 12-team standard here. I'm gonna hit join this league, and let me return to waiting room. So Aaron, let's hop into this one. I don't want to do an auction draft. That's gonna take way too long. If you are able to, I messed up. We'll kind of let that one be. I did not realize it was an auction draft, so that was a mistake. But anyways, I did post the link in the description here. If you guys want to join, you can hop in, and you can play with us here. Oh, Matt Bain is playing on this too. He must be watching the show right now. But I think your spots are still good. So let's hop into this one. And while we're waiting, we'll kind of just, we only got 2 minutes here until this lobby fills up. But this is a snake non-PPR scoring. I wish it was PPR. I thought their default was PPR, but we'll hop into it and see what we get for mock draft here. It's still a little early, I think, to be mock drafting, but we should be able to get a decent amount of info from this. I do have a lot of things happening on the fantasyfellowship.com if you guys want to check the links in the description below. We kind of just did a new little site upgrade here, but the 2021 draft kit is available here. You get access to lots of stuff. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do the auction draft. Let's just do this. I see you there at the 2nd spot. So Aaron, do you have? So we got Aaron Keenan here with us in the chat. He's going to be mock drafting with us. Do you have like a predetermined draft order yet? And this is kind of cool too. We got Matt Bain, 1st overall draft pick here. So yeah, Justin, there's still room. There's still room to get in here if you want to get into ESPN real quick. We've got slot 3, 6, 8, and 10. The link is right there if you guys want to copy and paste that into your browsers. It should be pretty quick. We're down to 2 more spots. I don't know if you guys will be able to make it. It should fill up really quickly. This draft's going to start in a minute. We got 1 more spot left, 6. Here we go. This will be good. We got a full lobby here. It looks like they just filled up. So this is going to be fun. It looks like it's a non-PPR scoring, which I thought that their lobbies were always PPR scoring. I thought that was their new standard going forward. So I just want to look at that again real quick. And I wish there was an easier way to kind of filter the settings for what you're looking for. But it does say here, so PPR standard, 12 PPR standard. So there's kind of no rules with this. We're just going to do whatever we feel like. It does say expert. I don't know how expert this is going to be. It's going to start in 25 seconds. And I have the 12th pick in my big league, so that's where I'm going to be kind of coming with my angles from. But I've been playing in a lot of super flex. And so this is just going to be kind of off the cuff. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we got Aaron Keenan number 2. We got Matt Bain number 1. Kind of funny that Matt Bain snuck in here. So I don't know. Let's get this draft started here. It might be another minute or so yet once the lobby opens. We'll hit the portal here in a second when we see it. I'm going to turn off the volume here. We'll just turn that sound off. So it starts in 2.5 minutes here. A lot of people are on auto pick right now. But I don't know, just this is a good way to get get a mock draft in. We still have a lot of training camp and summer to get through, but it's always good to start prepping early, especially if uh, Matt Bain, what's up, dude? Thanks for hanging out. I messed up the lobby earlier. I accidentally hit an auction lobby, but it's kind of funny that we got into the same one. And this is it's a standard league. I don't usually play in standard league, so we'll see what happens. But Matt Bain in the house. We got two guys drafting in the lobby with us. We got Aaron Keenan and Matt Bain. So we'll see what happens here. I would assume Matt's going to take Christian McCaffrey. Usually when you get the first overall pick, it's one of three guys, McCaffrey, Henry, or Dalvin Cook. Sometimes Kamara sneaks in there, but I think for the most part, people are excited to get Kamara back or to get McCaffrey back. And because this is standard, I could see Derrick Henry being the first overall pick. He should be the leading touchdown getter, I guess, for touchdown rushers. He should be leading the league in touchdowns. You can see here, too, when we filter that, he's got the most touchdowns by a little bit. So we still have a minute and starting in a minute and 34 seconds here. So we'll get this rolling. But yeah, typically the top couple picks, McCaffrey, we'll see Derrick Henry or Dalvin Cook. And yeah, I do like Christian McCaffrey being back. You got Sam Darnold as the quarterback. That should be a nice little boost for him. I'm just kind of filtering here by some points and some rankings right now to see who sticks out. This is actually my first ESPN draft of the season. So we're kind of learning on the go together and seeing what the ADPs are. I have been doing a ton of best ball drafts, and that's a little bit different of an animal. You kind of got to look for bye weeks and stack things a little bit differently, but it's basically the same thing. You want to get guys that you can use for a handful of weeks throughout the season. But this ADP right now, they have 7 running backs being the top 7 players. Travis Kelce sneaks in here as the 8th overall player in their rankings. Devontae Adams, still the first receiver on the board. We'll see what happens with Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers. I think for right now, I have been projecting, I still have Devontae as like the top 1, 2, or 3rd wide receiver this year. And that's even with like the way I've been doing my projections this year is I've been giving the backup quarterbacks like 1 or 1.5 to 2 games of stats. So that's even with like 2 games of Jordan Love. I still think Devontae Adams is going to be a beast this season. And should we take Saquon Barkley? I think at 2, especially, I don't know, Aaron, what kind of, I think you said you play in PPR leagues. So if you wanted to just draft like you're drafting in PPR leagues, I totally don't mind. If you're doing PPR, then I think I might take Dalvin Cook over Derrick Henry. If Matt Bain doesn't take Christian McCaffrey, that's like the auto pick, but there he goes with Christian McCaffrey. You can see the picks over here in the bottom right corner. And then Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry in a standard league, he's almost, especially now that they got Julio Jones, that offense is going to be very difficult to stop. I could see Derrick Henry getting more touchdowns than he had last season. Let me see what he did end up with last season real quick. We'll go to the projection document. So Derrick Henry had 17 rushing touchdowns last year. I don't know if he's going to get this same volume. He's probably not rushing for 2K yards again, but the opportunity for him to get that many touchdowns, it seems pretty likely. So I think Derrick Henry's fine basically anywhere, 2nd, 3rd. If you're in a PPR, I do think Dalvin Cook might be the guy. And Saquon Barkley usually goes number 5 or 6. Some people like Nick Chubb there instead. There's kind of like, who knows what's going on with the Giants as far like you look at all the guys that are being drafted here in the top 7 picks. Saquon Barkley's team is probably going to be the least attractive. We got Daniel Jones in year 3 or year 4 now. I think he's year 3. And then just a lot of uncertainty with that team. So I get it if you want Nick Chubb or Ezekiel Elliott over Saquon Barkley. You see Aaron Jones go here number 8th overall. And Aaron Jones this year is he's quarterback proof, guys. Whether it's Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers, he's going to catch a boatload of passes this year. So I know this is a standard league, but if you're in a PPR league, don't be shy of taking Aaron Jones in a PPR league anywhere at the back end of the 1st. We got our first receiver off the board in Tyreek Hill, number 10th overall. I'll kind of just recap here. So we got McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Chubb, Elliott, Jones, Taylor. So the first 9 picks are all running backs. And then you get Tyreek, Austin Eckler here. So I'm up to pick. The running backs are gone. So I might have to kind of zig while everyone else is zagging here. I'm just going to fall on to Travis Kelce. He's a cheat code at the tight end position. I have no problem with taking him there. So that's my first round pick. And then round 2. I could easily take Stephon Diggs. I got 30 seconds here to make a pitch real quick. If we go to my wide receiver projections right now, I do have Stephon Diggs number 1. just a couple points over Devontae Adams. So I'm going to just go, I'll go Stephon Diggs just because we know the quarterback situation is going to be Josh Allen. There's no question marks there. But if you look at my rankings real quick, I have basically the top 5 receivers separated by 5 points. We're talking Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Calvin Ridley, Tyreek Hill, and DK Metcalf. I did have A.J. Brown in the top 5 before Julio got there, but I had to kind of shave a few targets off. But we'll be okay with that. So Aaron's asking, is Hopkins a good pick with Derrick Henry? Yes, if you can get if Hopkins is there for you round 2, I have no problem with that. Ideally, you're going to want to get a running back earlier in the draft, like for your RB2. So if you're feeling good about waiting for a running back 2, push that to the 3rd round here. But yeah, basically, and we'll go back to my projections right now. I mean, I would take AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Calvin Ridley over those guys. But DeAndre Hopkins, he comes in on my projections with 305 fantasy points for PPR. If we look at the running backs here, I mean, he's essentially a top 4 running back. So I would continue to take DeAndre Hopkins if you get him there. So the start of the 2nd round, I took Stephon Diggs. You see Calvin Ridley go right after, Cam Akers, and then Najee Harris. So we're getting to the point where the running backs are going to start to fall off the board pretty quickly here. Let me kind of just filter here by position. So guys that I do like, I love Joe Mixon as long as he stays healthy. Gibson, Joe Mixon just went, and so did DK Metcalf. But as far as running backs, I don't really know if I trust any of these guys in the 2nd round. These guys are all probably better 3rd round draft picks. So I think at the moment right now, round 2 is a wide receiver round, guys. Whether it's, I mean, we already saw Stephon Diggs, Calvin Ridley go, DK Metcalf go. I love all those guys in the 3rd round. But Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Brown, even Justin Jefferson, I think all these guys are a little bit more valuable and trustworthy to me than the running backs here. So I like Miles Sanders. I think I would wait to get him into the 3rd round because he's not the highest running back. Oh, he is the highest running back on the list. Let's see. You have a little bit to pick yet. We'll see if he goes. I get it. If he falls to you, it makes sense. And then you just grab a receiver with the 3rd round pick. So we'll see what happens for Aaron here. But we got after Joe Mixon, you see Antonio Gibson, Devontae Adams. So the running backs are starting to go. There goes Miles Sanders. There goes DeAndre Hopkins. So we just missed. So Aaron Keenan is up. I'm going to go by all positions. We just missed on DeAndre Hopkins. I have no problem with A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson here. Those are probably my 2 favorites. I do like J.K. Dobbins quite a bit. And then I think you did a good move, though, because after you just got J.K. Dobbins. After Dobbins, I probably would have taken Clyde Edwards. After Dobbins, DeAndre Swift, Josh Jacobs, these guys are all a little bit later. But Dobbins is going to lead that team in touchdowns. It sounds like they're going to get more opportunity to catch passes in the Baltimore offense this year. So locking in J.K. Dobbins as your running back 2 behind Derrick Henry sounds like a pretty good job to me. And then you can probably get a receiver here, hopefully. Looks like Matt Boehm just took Justin Jefferson at the end of the 2nd round. And then he snags George Kittle. So he has got a really nice – let me filter by his team here. Team Matt Lee Boehm. He's got CMC, Jefferson, and George Kittle. And then there goes Aaron. Terry McLaurin, man. I can't argue with Terry McLaurin. I love Terry McLaurin with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I probably would have taken A.J. Brown over him, though. I think he's a little bit more gifted, and Ryan Tannehill's got a little bit – I trust Ryan Tannehill a little bit more than I do Ryan Fitzpatrick. In terms of my projections, for PPR, I had A.J. Brown up here at number 6. Terry McLaurin, I'm probably going to adjust these numbers, but I had McLaurin at number 16. So for me, ranking-wise, I think I still would have went with A.J. Brown. Michael Thomas is an interesting pick. Let's get back here and see what's going. So at the start of round 3, you see George Kittle. You see Terry McLaurin, A.J. Brown, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Josh Jacobs, and Michael Thomas here. So let's see. Won't Julio dip into AGB stats, though? Not necessarily. If anything, this helps A.J. Brown having – because before, like, A.J. Brown wasn't going to have anybody on the field that – like they were just going to double A.J. Brown almost any time that they're going to throw the ball. So now that you have Julio Jones' presence is there, that might open things up for A.J. Brown to have kind of single coverage or single high safety on him. And just looking at the numbers from A.J. Brown last season, let me pull those up here, but I'm almost up to pick. I think A.J. Brown caught 11 touchdowns in just 14 games, and he had like a busted knee. He had surgery immediately after the season ended. and he still finished like really, really high. We're almost up to pick here. I'm just trying to get this pulled up. So you see A.J. Brown, he did finish as wide receiver 14, but on a points per game basis, A.J. Brown was up here as the 7th best wide receiver. He gets touchdowns. So especially if you're playing in a standard league, you put touchdowns on a pedestal. So that's kind of where I'm liking A.J. Brown. So I'm up to pick here. I got 20 seconds to make a move. I have Stephon Diggs and Travis Kelce. I probably need some goddamn running backs. Montgomery, Myles Gaskin, Chase Edmonds. I think I might punt. I'm just gonna step on David Montgomery so I get one running back locked in. I don't love it. I think I prefer round 4 is a really good wide receiver round. Let me just show you guys here. You got Evans, Cooper, Allen Robinson, Julio Jones, CeeDee Lamb. This round 4 is such a good value for wide receivers. I'm going to just take Amari Cooper here. I could at this point you're splitting hairs between Cooper, Lamb, Evans, Godwin. I like the Rams receivers quite a bit here, so I locked in Amari Cooper here to go with my Stephon Diggs. I only have one running back, but we're feeling pretty good here. Is Mahomes my next pick? Is he still on the board here? If Mahomes gets back to you at the end of the 4th round, I have no problem doing that. So yeah, if he makes it back to pick number 47, totally you can do that. Otherwise, you're probably going to be looking at Josh Allen, I would imagine here. Whereas Mahomes is down here at 55. Maybe wait and see what Matt Boehm does, see if he takes a quarterback. He's probably going to now that we're talking about it. But anyways, I just want to look and see. So there goes CeeDee Lamb. Just look at all the receivers here, guys. Robinson, Julio Jones, Robert Woods, Kenny Golladay, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore. I would take any of these receivers probably in the 4th round. Golladay I like the least just because of Daniel Jones. One of my favorite guys just went in Cooper Kupp. I love him in the 4th round. Just look at all the receivers so far. We have 4 straight wide receivers: Cooper, Evans, Lamb, and Cooper Kupp. This is setting up really nicely for a wide receiver round. Let me look at Aaron's team here. So he's looking at Derrick Henry and J.K. Dobbins and Terry McLaurin. I mean, your running backs are going to be tough to beat every week. Just for me personally, I like when Terry McLaurin looks into my wide receiver 2 spot. I still think I would have taken A.J. Brown there, but Terry McLaurin's probably a wide receiver 1 this season. I mean, last season with Alex Smith, he was wide receiver. Let me do my points here. McLaurin was wide receiver 19 last year, 1,100 yards, only 4 touchdowns. So I think that's going to be the number that changes for him this year. Just playing with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who can actually kind of stretch the field vertically a lot better than Alex Smith. So I think that's going to be a much better situation for McLaurin. So we'll see what you do here. I mean, Godwin makes a hell of a lot of sense here. DJ Moore. I'm not liking the Kenny Golladay right now. But yeah, you get Godwin as your number 2, so you basically locked in McLaurin and Godwin. That seems like a pretty good move to me. I don't care too much about the double bye week 9s here. We can wait and you can figure that out as you go along here. But I'm not going to let one bye week make me change my players here. So we'll see what Matt Boehm does at this pick here. He does take Cortland Sutton. That's interesting. Over DJ Moore. Over Tyler Lockett. There's Deontay Johnson too. So I figured he was going to take Jamar Chase. He's the Bengal fan of our fantasy league here. So this is kind of getting fun. And then Aaron Keenan's up. Let's see what Aaron does here. He was thinking quarterback. If you want Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, this would be at the time that you have to do it. You probably could go like another flex position here too. Again, tons of you see the receivers around the board here. There's kind of a big drop off for running backs. I think I'm fine with waiting on the running backs because you already got 2 of them locked in. So I'm going to be kind of doing a running back by committee. But Aaron Keenan goes with Kyler Murray. I have no complaints there. Let me pull up my quarterback rankings for you guys. I mean, I got Mahomes and Kyler Murray 1-2, and they're separated by 3 points. So the thing with Kyler Murray is I think he was the quarterback 1 for the majority of the season last year. I mean, let me filter here by ESPN scoring. So he did finish as QB3, but down the stretch, he had that, I think he had a shoulder injury in that Seattle game that hurt him at the end of the game. And then he was just kind of fine, mediocre the rest of the season. But you look at the numbers that he did from weeks 1 all the way through week 11, he was a beast. So I don't think if anyone drafts Kyler Murray, you can't tell them that was a bad pick no matter where it was. So I think that's a good pick there. Let me see what else we got. So when do you think it's the right time to get a TE? In a 10-team league? In a 10-team league changes it. I mean, there's really only 3 or 4 tight ends that are worth the high selection. For me, if I don't have like the spot to get a Kelsey, Waller, or Kittle, I'm fine with waiting for TJ Hawkinson. I'm fine with waiting for Kyle Pitts. And if I even wanted to wait anymore, Mark Andrews, Logan Thomas. So for a 10-team league, I think I'm more likely to wait, and then you can end up with a duo of like Mike Gesicki and Robert Tonyan or Dallas Goedert or something. So in a 10-team league, I think I would probably wait. But it really depends. Like if you get that 10th overall pick and you want to take Travis Kelce and somebody else, I can't knock taking Travis Kelce. And also, when is the right time to get Watts in 10-team league? At the moment right now, it's hard with his legal troubles. So like, when would you be drafting Justin? Like, do you have a lot of time yet? I'm taking Jamar Chase here. This is silly. I'll show you guys where Jamar Chase ended up in my rankings, but I'm gonna plug in Jamar Chase. Let me look at the receivers real quick. He sticks out above the rest for me. So I'm getting the Bengals' #1 receiver. Let me look at the running backs: Raheem Mostert, ETN, Melvin Gordon, Leonard Fournette. I'm probably gonna punt. On the running back. What about quarterback? Should I get Dak? All right, I'm gonna get Dak. I got the Dak and the Cooper stack here to go with David Montgomery, which is fine. He's more of an RB2, but Diggs, Cooper, Jamar Chase, and Travis Kelce. So your draft's not till mid-August. Let's wait and see, because I heard some things about Deshaun Watson maybe being a Denver Bronco. And yeah, and Dak at this point is going to be I'm pretty happy with that. So Aaron's asking, what do you think my next pick should be? What do you think should be my next pick? Let's look at Aaron Keenan's team. So he's got K. Murray, 2 running backs, McLaurin and Godwin. You kind of have a luxury here. You're up in a few picks here. I don't really see a tight end. I guess if you like TJ Hawkinson, TJ Hawkinson's my tight end 4. I love TJ Hawkinson. So if you want tight end, that is an option. You have the quarterback set. Let's just look at flex, because you should probably, if you like Juju, you like Robbie Anderson, those would probably be the top 2 receivers that I would look into. I'm not a fan of Brandon Cooks. Will Fuller's going to be suspended, I think, for the first game. So if you want receiver, it's Juju or Robbie A. If you wanted a backup running back, like Travis Etienne, Melvin Gordon, like some of these guys, but I think you did the right move. I was liking Juju or Robbie or the tight end Hawkinson. So we'll see what Matt Boehm does here. And QB 7th round, Ryan Murray in the T 3rd round. You get you're talking Ryan Tannehill and QB 7th round, Ryan or Murray in tight end. If you can get Murray in the 7th round, that's murder. And then Waller in the 3rd. I have no complaints with Waller anywhere you draft him. So Matt Boehm goes ETN and Tom Brady. Aaron Keenan. You can still get Hawkinson here, man. I think I would fill my lineup out here. I'll show you my Hawkinson projections real quick. I do have him as my tight end 4. There's a significant drop-off from Kelce, Waller, and Kittle to Hawkinson. But he's a top 5 tight end. He's going to be the leading receiver on his team this season. So I'm all aboard TJ Hawkinson here, especially because it is a 12-team league. You do get a little advantage of having a top 5 tight end. So, and this is what, the 8th round, start of the 7th round. So I'm fine with that. The other players that I might have looked into, again, Juju, T. Higgins, some of those guys here. Which QB will be there in the 7th round, you think? So in a 12-team league, basically what we're looking at now, because we're just approaching the 7th round. So I would say Tannehill, Hurts, Stafford, Burrow. Like I think I'm into drafting Jalen Hurts. You might get a Russell Wilson or a Justin Herbert to fall to you. We'll see about Rodgers. I think Tom Brady will be there too. So let me go to my quarterback numbers for you real quick. If you're trying to pull the trigger in the 7th round, Russell and Dak I think would be sick if you can get Lamar, Tom. Otherwise, it's Hurts and Herbert to me have really good numbers, And it really depends if we know if Rodgers is going to be playing anytime soon, he's going to shoot up probably past the 7th round. So 3 names, I guess 4 names. I'll give you Brady, Hurts, Herbert, and Tannehill. And then I'm still waiting to see if who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Saints. I still don't know. But anyways, we are moving here into the end of the 7th round. Let me see what I got up here. So I need running backs. I only have 1, but I have Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, and Jamar Chase. I'll show you guys my rankings for receiver real quick. I got Jamar Chase coming in at wide receiver 21. So he's my wide receiver 3 for me, but I think he's a top 25 wideout this season. And we are on the clock. Jalen Hurts is still there. Dang it. I don't want to be like handcuffed into taking a running back here. I do like a lot of these names, though. A lot of these names are looking really good. Wide receiver, my last chance to get a wide receiver potentially. And we're good on tight end. So, okay, let's snag 1 running back. Melvin Gordon. We're going to get Melvin Gordon. I don't love Melvin Gordon here. He did have a pretty nice season. I like the rookie Javonte Williams quite a bit, but I know Melvin Gordon's probably going to get the start for a little bit to start the year. And then I'm going to take James Conner. I think I'm going to take James Conner in the Arizona Cardinals offense. So DST, that's going to be defensive special teams. So basically, like Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you're going to get points for them. So here's how it kind of works. If they score a touchdown, you score a touchdown. Interceptions, you get like 2 points. Fumbles, you get like 2 points. There's, every sack you get 1 point. Safety, 2 points, of course. Blocks. So you do get a lot of points through the defense. So essentially, you want a good one. I basically just go by the rankings. It's still a little too early to pull one of these guys yet. We can wait just a little bit, but you're getting the entire defense and what happens for them. What round for AB? For PPR, let me look at the wide receiver rankings here. Really good pick there, Team Chaney. Laviska Shenault, that was one guy I was hoping made it to me. Antonio Brown, has he been selected yet? Where is Antonio? Am I missing it? Oh, right here, 95th. Probably 8th or 9th round. Probably right now is the sweet spot. Like, he's not going to probably make it outside of the 9th round. Oh, Henry Ruggs. Good pick, Aaron. Good pick. Do you think it's smarter to stream defense or get a defense if you get one? Which team stands out? Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's schedule is really nice. They have one of the easier schedules. Otherwise, I mean, I like Washington. Washington plays in the NFC East. That's a pretty good division for me. If you wanted to wait, I think the New England Patriots are going to be very good this season. They added so many players through free agency, and that division's still pretty weak. You got Buffalo, but you got a young Dolphins team and a young New York Jets team. So if you wanted to, you either grab a good defense early. I always like to have kind of 2 defenses and play the matchups, though. So Tampa Bay obviously is one of the better defenses you can grab. I do like Washington, and I think Denver's interesting, but they play in a tough division. But if you wanted to wait, like the Patriots and the Browns, that's probably who I would go with here. So good pick there, Aaron, getting Leonard Fournette. I'm almost set to pick here. So I have my starting lineup set, and now we're just kind of picking backups. So this is working out very well for me. I waited on running back, and I think I'm going to lock in the Denver Broncos backfield here. You got Melvin Gordon as my RB2 and Javonte Williams. This is looking pretty good. So I'm on the clock, and I see there's so many running backs right now. Let's look at the tight ends. If you wanted a tight end right now, I like Jonnu. Otherwise, you wait for Higbee. Receiver, I'm going to take Mike Williams here on my bench. We'll talk about Mike Williams in a second, but the new offensive coordinator out in LA has just been talking up Mike Williams because his name is Joe Lombardi. He's been with the Saints for a long time, and they're going to use Mike Williams as their X receiver, which means he's basically going to be the prime. He's going to be like one of their leading pass catchers this year. So if Mike Williams puts it all together, you're looking at a really, really good season. I have no idea. It's frustrating watching the Bucs play because there hasn't been one game this season where they looked that bad. The offense is not, doesn't even have an identity. They make their shots very difficult, and the Nets is everything's just super easy for them. So I do think the Bucks could maybe steal a game tomorrow, but it's likely. I think it's likely to go back to Brooklyn for a game 5. But the Bucks would have to win game 5. That's, they basically have to ball out at this point. So I'll give them at least one game, but it's likely not looking good. I'll say that right now, unless the Bucks come out and hit their threes again. So we'll get back to what's going on here. So Aaron Keenan just snagged Devontae Parker. I like that pick quite a bit. Matt Boehm takes Jonnu Smith. I'm looking at Matt Boehm's team here. So he's got Tomas Brady, Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Justin Jefferson, Cortland Sutton, George Kittle, Deontay Johnson, A.J. Dillon, Ronald Jones, and Jonnu Smith. Hey, there's Don, man. Sport Dog 1000. Thank you so much for purchasing the draft kit, man. I hope you find a lot of cool things in there, and I'm always uploading new stuff in there too. So if you're ever bored, just log in there and see what's new. The draft kit is $15 for. I might increase it. I might just leave it at 15, but it's a one-time payment of $15 right now. You're going to get access to my projections document, which is this big Google Sheets document here that updates anytime I update it. It updates live. You would get access to. This is just a page with some rankings here. If you didn't want to look at the actual draft document, you got PPR cheat sheets and all those cheat sheets to download. I do have some articles and some studies here too. So the other thing that I was doing the other day was I was looking at these red zone stats, like finding out who led the league in red zone rushing and passing and receiving. So there's a lot on there, and I'm just getting started. We're gonna add a lot. Can I add the PayPal button? Matt Boehm, I will look into it. I will look into it. I was doing it with the PayPal button before, but it was actually easiest for me to just add add whatever I needed to do with WordPress. So let me look at Aaron Keenan's real quick since he's asking here. I'm up to pick on the clock. I'll get to that in a second. So we got, I need some running backs. Backup quarterback, maybe Matt Ryan, Tua. We'll wait on quarterback. What about a backup tight end? Tyler Higbee, maybe another wideout. Mecole Hardman, Russell Gage. I like my receivers. I might just take a flyer on a running back here. I'm gonna take Gus Edwards. Back up to J.K. Dobbins because you just never know. And now is the time like where defense makes sense. So I'm just gonna be the first dude that takes a defense, and we'll get the Bucks there. And I don't think I have Super Chat eligible. I think I need to hit a certain subscriber. So if you guys are new, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and all that stuff. That helps grow the channel. But Super Chat's not necessary. But anyway, I just took the first defense off the board. Everyone's pretty much an auto draft, so it's kind of just going to be the Wild West from this point on. But Matt Boehm, I'll look into the PayPal button. I had it, but it doesn't work very seamlessly with the website. And it's really easy. I'm actually after this stream, I'm going to make a quick video on how to access and to purchase it, because it's just a little bit of a, got to do a couple things to get in. But let's look at Aaron Keenan's team and see how he did. So his quarterback, Kyler Murray, top 2 running backs, Derrick Henry, J.K. Dobbins, McLaurin, Godwin, Robbie Anderson, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Parker, Pittman Jr. I like that receiving group. That is a lot of fun, especially if Henry Ruggs pops off. You still have Devontae. Your bench is nice. Ruggs, Parker, and Pittman, really solid, really well done. And then the backup running back is Leonard Fournette. We maybe just need to add 1 or 2 more running backs. And you get Brashad Perriman. I don't know if we needed that. We had 6 really good wide receivers. I would maybe focus on getting 1 more running back for sure. But this looks pretty good. I like this team. And if you wanted, you could probably get another backup running back and a backup tight end next. But defense, kicker, don't ever take a kicker before the last round. That's kind of my rule, unless you have like a really late pick in the round before it ends. But I was the first one to grab a defense. We can let me know when your draft is, Justin. We can figure it out. And then I guess it would help to know too what your position is. We can figure that out. We can maybe even get like a chat going. So who did Aaron? Aaron gets Tony Pollard. Good move. I like Tony Pollard quite a bit. And he's just a nice handcuff to have on the bench. So I have 2 picks coming up. We'll have to exchange info at some point so I can get you guys' numbers. But anyways, I have 2 picks up here. I might take another defense just to kind of screw everybody over here. I'm going to take Washington. Let me see what else I got. I could use more running backs. I like my receivers. I could probably use another wide receiver, though. Backup quarterback, maybe. Bateman, John Brown, Gabe Davis, Amon-Ra. Not really loving anybody down here. I like Elijah Moore. We'll wait for him. One more running back. Rashad Penny, Justin, Devontae Booker. I got 15 seconds to figure this out. Gun to my head. We're gonna go backup quarterback. We're gonna take Justin Fields. We'll wait it out and see what happens. But this was fun. Everyone's kind of getting into their final 2 picks here. In this draft, I was number 12 overall. I waited on running back. I still got David Montgomery, Melvin Gordon. I have James Conner, who I'm actually kind of optimistic about. Javonte Williams, Gus Edwards. So I might finish up with maybe 1 more running back. But it's moving fast now. So Aaron Keenan just got the Rams defense. Really good pick. I like the Rams defense quite a bit. I'm probably going to put some defense rankings too in the website. What's cool though is if you do decide to get the draft kit, and I'm going to be updating things like once every Friday. But say you want this PPR cheat sheet, you can just hit download, and it'll save the document here. And I'll show you guys in a second. We're almost at to pick. But what's cool is this projection document. I have all the cheat sheets right here. So they update as I update, but you can see the team defenses here that I have ranked. I also ranked kickers for you. Got the bye weeks. Like everything's in the same page. So it is pretty nice. Last 2 picks for me. I need a kicker, but I'd like 1 more running back. We're just going to take Giovanni Bernard. And let's just get a kicker. Who's my kicker? I don't know. Sure, give me Jason Sanders for Miami. So that's my draft. We got Dak Prescott as our quarterback. Starting running backs are David Montgomery, Melvin Gordon. Don't love it, but we got some depth behind us. Starting receivers, Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, Jamar Chase, Travis Kelce at the tight end spot. I got Bucks D and Jason Sanders. My backups, James Conner, Mike Williams, Javonte Williams, Gus Edwards, Washington defense, Justin Fields, and Gio Bernard. And then let's review Aaron Keenan's real quick since he's making his last pick right now. He started, I guess, at the top here. He's got Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, J.K. Dobbins. His receivers, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin. Tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. He's got Robbie Anderson at the flex. I like that a lot. Rams D and Nick Folk here for his special teamers. He's got Henry Ruggs, Leonard Fournette, Devontae Parker, Michael Pittman. The only thing I think I would have changed is that we probably didn't need Rashad Perriman. We could have got maybe another running back or a backup tight end here. Having 7 receivers with the ones that you do have, I don't know if that was necessary. But Tony Pollard, love the Tony Pollard pick. And then you do get your handcuff with Darrington Evans. And it sounds like he's actually been catching a lot of passes so far in camp. So it sounds like he could be an interesting guy to watch. And then looking at Matt Baines' team real quick, Tom Brady, McCaffrey, ETN. He's got Justin Jefferson, Cortland Sutton, George Kittle. That's Deontay Johnson, Colts D, Tyler Bass, really good special teams units. And then I really like his bench. He's got A.J. Dillon, Ronald Jones, Jonnu Smith, Jay Williams, who is Jamal Williams for Detroit, Trevor Lawrence, Alan Lazard, and A.J. Green. This really well done, Matt. That was a good draft. So we're going to do a lot more of these throughout this summer. I'm probably going to be – I don't know what video I'm going to put into tomorrow night, but we'll get something out there for you guys. Just getting started with the fantasy football content. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. It was a lot of fun drafting with some of the guys in the chat room. But again, we'll do more of this maybe Tuesday, next Wednesday. We'll do another one of these live ones where I I put the link in the description, but we'll figure it out. I'm going to sign off, though. Thank you guys for your time. Have a good rest of your night. Peace.